Thank you so much for checking out this free video. If you don't mind, please click like and subscribe.
One person who possibly, maybe, conceivably could be in the mix for WWE is apparently Jeff Cobb. On Thursday, Fightful reported that WWE has its eyes on signing Cobb, with one source claiming that he is already on the internal WWE roster. Cobb's New Japan contract expired earlier this year, but he's still competing for the promotion at the moment. Dave Meltzer confirmed in the new issue of the Wrestling Observer newsletter that WWE and Cobb have had talks about him joining. He says, quote, "The only thing that we have heard from WWE at press time is that there have been talks but no confirmation of a deal." He added, Cobb is booked for the April 11th New Japan show in Chicago. So Cobb lives currently in Fukuoka, Japan. He's a former IWGP Tag Team Champion and New Japan World Television Champion. Probably has not been used up to his full potential while he's been there. AEW has brought him in as a monster a few times, basically to lose. He's not a very tall guy, and he's not the best promo in the world. But as they proved with Bronson Reed, you can have a little bit of a shorter, bigger guy who's maybe not the best promo in the world, because if they're out there killing people, not too bad. And again, him being from Guam, boy, it's a reach to put him in any sort of bloodline scenario or anything like that. But, you know, Hikuleo still has not debuted. You have Zillafatu is in the system, if I'm not mistaken, when it comes to WWE. So there are people that are still there, as this whole Roman Reigns and Rock thing, you know, still, we're going to have to get some sort of meeting on that at some point. If they start getting back in a feud with each other and bodies are needed, that could be a place where Jeff Cobb could slide in, but we'll have to see. He defeated Tetsuya Naito on Friday, today, to advance to the quarterfinals of the New Japan Cup. His next match in that is going to be on Saturday against Shota Umino. Two other second-round matches today for the New Japan Cup saw Drilla Maloney beat TJP and Shingo Takagi knock off Boltin Oleg. On Saturday, the tour stops at Dolphins Arena in Aichi, the quarterfinal round, with David Finlay against Yuya Uemura, Zack Sabre Jr. against Taichi, Shota Umino against Jeff Cobb, and Drilla Maloney against Shingo Takagi. Also on the show tomorrow, in the main event, IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Hiroki Goto is going to be defending against Yuji Nagata. The semifinals of the New Japan Cup will take place next week, with the tournament winner going on to face whoever wins the Nagata and Goto matchup, probably going to be Goto, on April 5th in the main event at Sakura Genesis. Got a little bit of AEW news. Start with the ratings for everybody that loves talking about those. Wednesday's Dynamite drew an average viewership of 628,000 according to WrestleNomics. And as I can hear Brian in my head right now, did you guys know that doesn't include Max? That number was up from the audience last week of 600,000. The rating in the 18 to 49-year-old demographic was a 0.16, which was also up from last week's demo rating of 0.13. Collision is going to be live on Saturday night on TNT. Max from Las Vegas, the theater at the Virgin Hotel. The last two AEW International Title Eliminator Tournament first-round matches. Katsuyori Shibata against Ricochet and Mark Briscoe against Mark Davis. Both of them probably ought to be fun matches. I was still blown away with the idea of why would Lance pick Mark Davis? And the Don Callis idea makes sense. What could also make some sense with Mark Davis defeating Mark Briscoe, at least in somebody's mind, because in my mind, Mark Briscoe would win everything all the time. But if Ricochet defeats Katsuyori Shibata, which I would expect, you have Orange Cassidy and Speedball Mike Bailey in there already. If you needed somebody to kind of like juxtapose those smaller three guys, then, you know, Mark Davis might be the right person to be in there as a base for these guys flying around. But in my world, I'd like to see Mark Briscoe in that match as well, too. Why they are doing a four-way instead of just, you know, two other matches that leads to a final, I have no idea. But next Wednesday on Dynamite will be the four-way with everybody involved in that. Also coming up on Saturday on Collision, FTR because that's where they wrestle, is on Collision. We'll face off against...
Have you grabbed your F4WOnline.com shirt yet? Well, we got a bunch of them. They're up in the store right now. F4WOnline.com/shirts. You can grab your -5 stars shirt, your Dave Meltzer Wrestling Observer shirts, even the brand new After Dark Radio shirt. You love Granny? We have Granny's Gang shirts. Have you ever won a shoot battle royal? Probably not, but you can tell people you did. So check out the store. All of these great shirts and more. It's through Pro Wrestling Tees. F4WOnline.com/shirts. That's F4WOnline.com/shirts.